Well, there's a lot of homeschooling going on right now, and one valuable, very valuable lesson that kids of all ages can learn is about money, and it can help them develop healthy and smart financial habits that last a lifetime. And on this Finance Friday, we want to welcome back Deirdre Davis, the Chief Marketing Officer with our sponsors, MSU Federal Credit Union, who's going to show us how these lessons can be easy for you and fun for the kids. Deirdre, thank you for being here.
Yes, great to be here. Thank you.
So let's get right into it. How can parents start talking to their kids about managing money?
Yeah, so there are certainly many different ways to do that, but one of the easiest and best ways to get started is to find three jars and label those saving, spending, and sharing. And then anytime the child receives money, maybe it's for chores that they were doing around the house, or maybe for birthday or other occasion, then divide those funds equally into those three jars, and that will help the child understand the importance of each of those steps. So savings, that's for more long-term goals. And so those funds should then eventually be deposited into a financial institution so they can earn money. And then sharing is, of course, for charitable organizations. And then spending is sometimes the one that children like the most when they get to go and pick out something, whether they're online shopping or eventually at the store. And so it's nice for them to be able to see their money increase, and they can start learning about budgeting, and also wants versus needs can also be talked about at this point as the child is figuring out, what do I want? What do I need? How should I spend my money? So having three jars really helps to enforce that. And they get to see the money and they really gain an understanding of what it means then.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. That would be a very powerful visual for kids today in this very digital world, just to see what it is they're working with and seeing the money grow. So are there any other hands-on exercises you would recommend?
Yeah, so something else that's really great is I had mentioned budgeting is sitting down with your child and making a grocery list and really talking to them about, here's our budget. Say it's $100 or $50, and then looking at, online the items that have their prices there. And so having them maybe have a sheet of paper where they start with the total budget amount, and then they write each of those dollar amounts of the various items, whether it's a can of corn or a jar of tomato sauce. And so they then are able to subtract those so that they can see, okay, maybe I don't get, again, with the wants and needs, maybe I don't get those potato chips, but I do get that box of pasta. And so it really helps reinforce, and letting them be involved really does help to get the message more securely into their minds.
Excellent. And what kind of accounts are available for kids?
Sure. So, of course, you could go and open any kind of savings account for a child, but the best thing to do is to find an actual youth account, because often those have tools and resources that are specific to help children learn. And so they have different tools and resources that will help parents or guardians to, again, learn those different basics of financial management and of money. So maybe it's a younger child's account and it's teaching them what a nickel and a dime is, whereas someone older, maybe it's how to budget and save for their first car. And so getting those accounts that are really specific to children will help them learn, and especially if they're able to be in various accounts that maybe progress over the time, over their ages. As they turn 11, they progress and graduate into the next account, because then they're learning age appropriate concepts, and they'll have that really solid financial footing when they are out on their own and managing all of their own finances eventually.
And then how else can we encourage kids to save, would you say?
Yeah, so it's really just about having the conversations with children and letting them know, saving for a rainy day and explaining what that is. So unfortunately, so many people in our country, in America, don't have even $400 saved to cover an emergency of that amount that would arise. And so if we can help children understand the value of savings from a very young age, then we will just, of course, have individuals that once they're adults, they'll be so much better prepared. And so just having the conversation will help and will definitely help the child to comprehend that and learn that really great skill.
An excellent skill that will stay with you for a lifetime, Deirdre. Thank you so much for being with us. To become a member
Thank
of
you.
the MSU Federal Credit Union, sign up your kids and learn about all that they have to offer. Visit their website, msufcu.org.